A lot of people confuse our relationship with a gay relationship or an LGBT kind of relationship when our relationship is very simple. It's a man and a woman that's together. It's so simple.
I'm a straight male. I've never felt any other way. It's just the chemistry and the balance between each other that we have that makes that difference.
Being in any romantic relationship has its ups and downs, but for transgender relationships, whether with a trans woman or man, presents a unique set of challenges. We spoke to 3 couples about their experiences.
I actually hit Carmen up at MySpace.
We met online.
We really didn't like each other at all. We had known each other for like a whole year.
So it's just a random message, you know, hey, how you doing? I'm Jay, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I was like, wow, she's beautiful. Like, I'm very interested. I like the conversation.
We just started talking and found a lot more commonality than we sort of knew that we had.
From there, you know, we just kind of just casual talked about each other and what we do and what we're interested in.
Within a week after we got back, we were dating, and then by the 3rd date, I knew that we were gonna get married. Like, I just knew that this was it.
When Carmen first told me about, you know, her being transgender, it was more about me asking questions.
It was really confusing, and I didn't sort of know what this meant for me, what it meant for my identity, what it meant for my future, or anything like that.
I remember he sent me a message saying, you know, I don't care what you are. Yeah. I don't care, you know, if you're trans. To me, I see you as the person that you are.
So I would like call my girlfriends. I'd be like, I don't know, like, what am I doing? And they'd be like, oh, just have fun, you know?
I was just more interested in how, you know, a boy becomes a woman and what you go through, and it was new to me. So for me, it was exciting.
They're just like, well, let's see where it goes, you know, and...
The rest is history. Now it's almost 2 years later.
8 years?
We've been married now for 6 years, together for 10.
Yeah. And we're totally happy and in love. There's a lot of hate and a lot of danger.
It's very common to feel like you're not accepted, you know? Especially if you're trying to date or you're trying to put yourself out there.
A lot of murders, a lot of rapes, and very just horrible things because someone's different.
So we lived in the Caribbean for about a year, and when Cam was still in the process of transitioning and still didn't really pass, and this is a super machismo culture, and I would get hit on all the time. And if we were together, it would be like, oh, is that your little brother?
And I am 2.5 years older than Mel. And to know that, like, I can't do anything. Like, in a lot of those situations, anything that I would say or do would actually put us in danger.
Part of what, like, attracted me to Cam was I was super cocky, and that year was extremely damaging. Like, you left St. Croix with, like, no confidence.
In terms of thinking about being male and responses and what is a good response, that's a hard one to take on. The best response is just to shut up and be quiet.
The judgment of family definitely put some tension between me and Adrian.
When I brought Devin home for the first time, I certainly felt a lot of anxiety.
His family, you know, they're nice people, but they're a little bit small-minded in a sense of just different scenarios of a relationship.
Being who I am and the family that I come from, I'm really the only person who's got the chance of getting married and having children. So it sets roadblocks.
So my mom, I think, struggled with it, but she kind of has always treated it like, well, that's her issue to deal with, and so she has tried to be very externally supportive. Same with my sister. My dad, not so much.
I don't think he wanted to tell his
Oh,
mom.
no, I mean...
I told him, I feel it's necessary that you tell her so I can feel more comfortable when I'm around her. It was important that she knew, you know, who I was and my identity, especially if I was gonna be, you know, part of his life.
For, I would say, the first 2 years of our relationship, pretty much every conversation I had with my dad was like, I don't think this is the right choice for you. Why are you doing this? And finally one day I said, okay, Dad, you can ask me anything you want to ask. You can say anything you want to say in this conversation, and then I'm never going to talk to you about it again. And now, you know, I think he still struggles with it, but all my family really embraces Cam and loves Cam.
This is the love of my life. I love her. And I also love my family. So I don't want to be in war with anyone.
In my life, I've lost a couple friends. I lost a couple family members in my transition. But I have to say, like, as of this year, they've all come back.
I was hospitalized because me attempting suicide, and I was very young, and I kept a lot of feelings inside because I felt like I couldn't share those feelings with my mom. But one day my mom said to me, I prefer to have an alive daughter than a dead son. Love your child, protect them, and fight for them.
Any guy that's out there that's you know, in love or interested in any transsexual woman, don't fear of what people have to say, because at the end of the day, judgment is gonna be there regardless, and just, you know, just be happy together.
After I was able to get outside of my own sort of fears, that there is just this incredible person who, if I wasn't able to overcome sort of the things that society tells me to be or tells me to have, that I would miss.
A connection between us is the same as any other relationship, and nothing and nobody's gonna change the way I feel.
If you fall in love with a girl and she just so happens to be trans, don't not choose love, you know, because love is so difficult to find.
You don't even need words to express what we have, you know? Just the fact that, you know, we can be together and, you know, smile, you know? Not be afraid of the world.
Now we're here on the next sort of path of our lives, but we've had a lot of adventures in that time.
I have his name tattooed on my finger, you know, so that's the kind of girl that I am. The try to like be like dudely.
When you first start your transition, you kind of feel alone, you know?
It's just the chemistry and the balance between each other.
When our relationship is very simple, it's a man and a woman that's...
I've lost a couple friends. I lost a couple family members.
Nowadays, like every girl out there has a boob job and ass shots. It's kind of like a normal thing.